Today I'm going to teach you something that you'll never find on YouTube. I know you have been struggling in your life, and now that you realize that you have been a good communicator this whole time, and that is what was stopping you from being successful in both in your professional and personal life. Now that you have clicked on this video, I'm going to help you become the absolute worst communicator ever. This video will be divided into two parts. The first section will be verbal warfare, and the second section will be make a guess, or you just keep watching the video. Now, to judge yourself to see how bad of a communicator you are, you can do this thing. So with each point that I explain, give yourself a star if you're able to relate, or if you're using this technique already in your personal life, so that at the end of the video you'll have a rating for yourself to indicate how bad of a communicator you are. And depending on your rating, you can see how to improve yourself and become the worst communicator ever. So under this first section, that is the verbal warfare, we'll be discussing about the techniques that you can use to become a bad communicator while you're doing verbal communication. So what we were discussing? Yes, about the verbal warfare. I have a teeny tiny note here, and I have written all the strategies that you can use to become the killer communicator. Just a second. I hope you're intelligent enough to understand what I'm trying to say by trying to become a bad communicator. So just in case if you didn't know, I'm just trying to sarcastically portray how a bad communicator would sound like, so that you can just check with yourself and see if you are a bad communicator or not, and take steps accordingly. Tip number 1, master the art of talking at people. So whenever you're talking to a person, you shouldn't talk politely. That's not how a bad communicator does. So you should be arguing with the person to the extent that you should choke them with words. Don't let them breathe. You should choke them. You should keep arguing, keep talking, just attack them with words. That's what a bad communicator does. Never give them the opportunity to speak. Just keep talking. Never stop talking until they give up. Tip number 2, the extreme opposite of the first point, that is the silent treatment. Whenever you're having a good relationship with a person, maybe a friend or anyone else, do one thing, suddenly go silent. Don't talk to them, don't respond to them. Act as if this person never existed. Don't ever make eye contact, or don't ever look at them. Just move on with your life as if they never existed. This will make them go into a spiral, and they will start doubting themselves, thinking what wrong they had done to us. That's exactly how you should make other people feel. I think I don't need to explain more about this because you're very familiar with it, right? You're a bad communicator. Tip number 3, monologue. Don't converse. So when you meet a person, you should keep talking. Don't let the other person talk. If you let the other person talk, then that turns into a conversation. You don't want to do that. You should keep talking about yourself, your problems, your achievements, your likes, your dislikes. Keep talking. Don't let the other person listen. And I mean, let the other person listen, and don't let the other person say a thing. You should be like you're doing a podcast, and the other person should listen and learn from you, right? So that's how you should be talking to people. That's how you form relationships. Yes, they benefit from you. Tip number 4, flex yourself. You know, every conversation is a chance to remind other people how awesome you are. So you should always talk about your achievements, your plus points, what you have achieved over this period of time, both in your personal and professional life. You should let people know how awesome you are, how fantastic, how incredible you are. So whenever you meet a new person, you should just keep talking about yourself. Boast about yourself. That's how a real conversation happens, right? I know some of us are introverts and we don't like boasting ourselves, but that's a sign of a good communicator. So you should try to overcome this and try to boast about yourself. Having a good conversation doesn't mean you're just talking. You also have to listen to people. Now, tip number 5, how to listen to people. Be a passive listener. That is, whenever the other person is talking, you have to take your phone, scroll on the phone, watch the reels, enjoy the reels, at the same time listen to this person. So when the person asks you something, you say, yes, I'm listening, yeah, carry on, and just keep on scrolling the phone. So if you don't have phone, that's a rare situation. Or let's say your phone is out of battery, so what you do is take something on the table, whatever you have on the table, just fidget with the things that are on the table and never look into the person's eye. Okay, that's the sign of a passive listener. So that's how you actually should listen to people. Just respond with a nod or sound, but never ask follow-up questions. Never be interested in the other person. Okay, but there's a whole different technique, an advanced technique that can be used for real life conversation. That is dodging and diverting like a pro. That is, let's say the other person is talking about his life. Let's say he's talking about his job and how it's going on, and suddenly you say, wow, the sky is so beautiful today, or it seems like it's gonna rain. The other person will be very serious talking about his life, but suddenly you should interrupt them and say something else, go off on a tangent and say something else. Take the focus, take the conversation to some other topic without acknowledging what the other person is saying. That's a pro tip. That's an advanced technique, okay? You have to master that if you want to become a bad communicator. Now, tip number 7, terrible body language. Now, when you're meeting new people, what you have to do is cross your arms, never look in their eyes, don't listen to them. Yeah, I think this is kind of a repetition of what we said earlier, but let's focus more on the body language. Or when you're talking to the other person, don't point your body towards them, point it away from the person, indicating that you don't want to have this conversation. So that's how you'll have 0 friends. Now, of all these techniques, this one technique is the absolute masterpiece, and this is called the law of assumption. This is not the law of assumption that you see in manifestation and stuff. No, this is assuming that other people can read your mind. You should never say what you want. You should never say what you're thinking of. You should assume that the other person can read your mind, and so they're obliged to do what you want them to do. Let's say you're the boss and you want your employees to do certain work, but you never communicate to them. Even though they are freshers, they should know how these things have to be done. They should be able to read your mind and understand the situation and do things as per requirements without you communicating them. Or let's say you're angry with your friend because of what he or she did, then you go silent and you say nothing. You should expect your friend to come and console you, help you out in this situation. They should understand your situation and they should come and help you. If they don't, they're not your friends. Now, another important point is you're very smart. So if you want other people to know that you're smart, what you have to do is you have to use complex words, complex vocabulary, jargons when you explain things to people, or when you talk to people, just use complex words not even a single person can understand. You should use jargons. You should use complex words when you speak. That's how you let people know how smart, how intelligent you are. Nowadays, therapy is the thing, and it can be a bit expensive. What you have to do is turn every conversation into a vending session where you can make the other person your therapist and complain about everything that you're going through. Complain about your career, your job, your relationships. Complain. Just keep complaining to the other person. Don't talk any positive thing to the other person. Just dump your complaints onto them. Dump your sadness, your depression onto the other person. In that way, you will make good use of the other person and you'll no more have friendship with that person. Tip number 11. End conversations abruptly. Let's say your friend is talking something serious to you. So what you have to do is suddenly cut him off, interrupt, and tell him that I want to go play games, online games with my friends. So okay, bye, let's see you. And just leave him there. Just leave them like that without acknowledging what they're saying. Tip number 12. Be insensitive. Always laugh at people's pain. Whenever people share something serious about their lives, some tragic stories, just laugh at them, say, that's not a big deal. That's funny. Just laugh at them. Be insensitive. Now let's look at the part 2, the section 2 of this section, that is digital destruction. And if you're still watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Wait, it's mirrored. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's mirrored. I had to flip it. Anyway, do like and subscribe to my channel. Number 1, ghosting. I know you're proficient in this and you use this technique on lots of people in your life. So maybe I don't need to explain a lot, but for people who don't already know about this technique, let me explain. Ghosting means you will text for a person for a while, then suddenly you will ghost them. Ghost them in the sense you will disappear and you will not come back online or text them back. You'll just disappear just like that for days or weeks or months. And the other person just wonders where you have been, like what you're doing. Number 2 is living unseen. Let's say people send you text messages, you open their chat, see the message, and go away. Don't reply or react to it. They will see that you have seen the message, but you haven't responded. Now they will go in spiral thinking what to reply next. Should I double text or triple text, or should I call them? They will just keep wondering. Their anxiety will go up. So that's how you treat people as a bad communicator. Point number 4 is dry texting or minimal effort text. I don't know, but this is really the thing, because let's say a person is very excited, they're texting you with a lot of messages, but you don't reciprocate to them. You just send them okay and a full stop, or just say haha. No emojis, no emotion, just dry text. And also you can use a lot of abbreviations, like let's say you're saying something and you just say, let's say you want to say a complete sentence like, are you coming here, or are you coming for the trip with us? Never send long sentences. Just send trip ? or come ? Especially you should send one word phrases whenever you're not close with the person. Whenever you know that this person is not close enough to know you, that's when you should send these kind of one word texts. Because what? Because you already know. We have used the law of assumption here. That is, that the person knows what we are thinking. So you should never explain things to them. You should always let the other person take the effort and figure out what we are thinking. Right? And another important advanced strategy while texting is the selective responding strategy. Let's say the person A has sent, let's say, 10 messages asking different things. What you have to do is you have to just reply to the last message. Never tag each message and reply to each message. One message out of these 10 messages and respond to that without tagging. You have to just type in the response for that too, very short answer. That's how you become the worst communicator on messaging apps. I know there are so many other tips, maybe I have not covered them, but you have to comment them in the comment section. Things that I don't know myself, you should tell me so that I can also become a bad communicator like you. Another thing that you can do on texting apps is turning off the read recipient. Never let the other person know whether you have read the message or not. The other person will feel like they're talking to a wall. That's very important in communication. You should make the other person feel like they're not seen. So these were the tips that I have for you to become a bad communicator. And I hope you're sane and intelligent enough to understand what I'm trying to convey through this video. And I hope you understand this and make improvements. So let me know in the comments how much did you rate yourself as a bad communicator. So for me, I would say my rating would be this. Yeah, I know I am a bit of a good communicator, so if I have to take it to 0 stars, so I'll have to work on myself. It's not like that I'm perfect. I do need to work on myself about some strategies, some aspects of communication. And if you have rated yourself and you turn out to be a bad communicator, do destroy the like button and do smash the subscribe button so that I can come up with videos on how to solve your problems of becoming a bad communicator. So I'm gonna help you solve these problems, so do support me and see ya.